Can you see right there? Can you see okay?
Hold up. Yeah,
You want me to stand on this side?
I can see. Let me see here.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we pull up this original, right? So like the fractures themselves, there's actually multiple. So I'm going to move up here. So right here's the base of the skull. This is your cerebellum. As I move down, what we're looking at is this. This is exactly what we're looking at. So this right here is the first bone called the C1 or the atlas. So that's actually this bone here. That's this one. So what we're doing is we're cutting through and we're seeing it like this.
Yeah.
And this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 cervical vertebrae.
Yeah.
And here at this point, you know, there's 2. Like for example, like you see this little circle here. That's the odontoid process, which is this bone that you can see. You can see the top of it. It's hard to see through here, but you see this little bony process thing right here. That's like that little piece. So this right here is just supposed to mimic the anterior longitudinal ligament, which is a ligament that runs down our spine. I mean, there's a ton of other ligaments covering this. But as you go down to 3, then 4, and then you start getting to 5, you can see how.
Oh yeah, I see.
You see how when you look at it here, like you see how, I mean, it's because of the plane, you might have been turned slightly, but when you look at the bone, it's connected here, right? This is all connected, okay? Actually, I'm gonna check this, sorry. So,
This is 5?
yeah, so this should be 4, and then you get into 5 here.
Oh, yeah.
And then 6 is also broken. And 7 is where the one that's really long. So usually, you know, like if you actually touch the back of your neck when you're running down, like that first big one is about C7.
No, C7.
Not always, you know, it's around there. So you get into there, and the spinous process is long, and you actually could tell because usually 2 through 6 have what's called a bifid spinous process, which is this here.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's 2, but when you get into the rest of the spine, there's actually only like one
sticking out.
Yeah, one bone, or it doesn't have like these 2 peaks. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. And then, so if we were to get the other image, I think you took pictures of, so the sagittal. The problem, whenever we talked about it initially, was this here. So this is the CT bone window. So what we're looking at here is just from the side, right? So what we're looking at is this. So this is actually like this. This is the back of the skull. This is where the brainstem comes out. So this is a 2. So this is 1 here. It kind of loops around, but it's because it's cut in half. We're actually seeing it like down the middle like this on the side. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what usually, right, like the alignment of those is supposed to be more forward. So when you had your spinal cord injury, it was because they got pushed. They broke and then got pushed back and squished the cord. So yeah, that's where the injury is. So that's basically over here. So they're usually supposed to have like a certain amount of alignment. The problem is you also have ligamentous tearing. When you have ligaments tear, that makes the bones even more likely to move. Because sometimes people can have fractures through bones, but the bones are actually still sitting on top of each other like this, without what's called retropulsion of the vertebral body, which is the front of it. This piece here. And then there's like different other anatomical parts of the vertebrae. And then I think the one you wanted was this one, right? So this one is the one that we're looking at like this, right? The thing we can't see though, the thing that's harder to see is obviously this ligament in this model is gone, but 5 and 6 right here are the ones that you're seeing that are broken through and through. So this here is one of the arteries actually. So it kind of makes a turn, goes through the loop. You see these holes right here in the bone, those holes.
The artery goes.
That's actually So it actually goes through all the holes that are right there. Wow. So that's the vertebral artery, and there's 4 different segments. But they come off the subclavians down here, and the vertebral artery then goes up, and then it actually enters typically around C6, C7, but what happens is that when you have these fractures, especially around that area, because if you can imagine if the artery's in here and the bones are moving around, it could
Cut the artery. Yeah.
cut the artery off, it could damage it. And that was essentially why we started you on the aspirin when we talked about it. It was that it's called a blunt cerebrovascular injury, but there's like grades all the way up to grade 5. So yours was like the worst one was a grade 2, and typically for that you don't manage operatively, you leave it alone, start aspirin for a couple weeks.
So didn't make it that bad. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, but then that's why when Dr. Desai was here, wanted to get the MRI, make sure there was a baseline MRI. So
So the spinal cord, the
Yeah.
the nerves go behind.
yeah, actually they go in through
Mm,
here through the canal.
To the
Yeah.
canal.
Yeah.
And okay. And the doctor says they remove those little shelf bones from on the back.
Yeah, so here what they ended up doing was they did a fusion like through they go through here and they put the screws into the pedicle. I don't know actually I would have to look back at it.
Yeah.
But you can put the screws into the pedicles. And if you do that, like, you put the screws through, obviously you need to avoid the frame and then you avoid the canal.
Yeah.
It's done under navigation. And then you see these lines here, somebody's already described that these bones these are cut and removed. So the spinal cord has space to swell.
No.
Yeah. Hey, I do have to run to the other
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Sure.